the Full Court Press with Eric Frandsen and Jason Walker.
Welcome back to the to the show that we're doing right now.
Following the local teams, breaking down the biggest games with in-depth analysis and team interview. Join the show by calling into 435-752-1069 or text 435-339-0321. It's the Full Court Press.
Throws, ends it. Yes! Caught! Touchdown! They did it!
Good afternoon. Welcome on in to another edition of the Full Court Press. Eric Frandsen, Jason Walker, J.D. Walker, talking about what's going on in sports. A lot of different topics still to cover. We've got high school playoffs abound. We've got soccer, which is just getting underway. We've got football, which will be kicking off here for some schools in about an hour. And others in about 2 hours from now. And tomorrow we've got girls volleyball with their first rounds of the 4A girls volleyball playoffs. Utah Jazz are in action tonight, taking on the Golden State Warriors in Salt Lake City. And what changes might we see tonight for the Jazz? Any lineup changes, rotation changes? Anybody need to do better in Game 2 than they did in Game 1? We'll also look at World Series. Any last-minute thoughts about the World Series, which will get underway in about an hour from now as well. So, and then also Utah State women's basketball holding their first exhibition game of the season with Westminster College in town. And so we'll share some thoughts on that as well. So a lot of different things still to get through. And as always, we'd love to get your thoughts and your input on those topics or any others. 435-339-0321. If you want to jump in and be a part of the Full Court Press text line, always love to get the reaction from the audience there as well. But Jason, we've got a big championship game going on, which will be starting here any moment with the Mountain Crest Mustangs taking on the Timpanogos Timberwolves in the 4A girls soccer championship game.
Yeah, big one for Mountain Crest. They're looking like they might be unstoppable. They've had years like this before. We'll see how well Timpanogos. I can't speak to them. I've not watched them at all this season. I haven't really looked too much into them. But obviously a very good team to make it the championship game and very deserving to be there. But we'll see if Mountain Crest is a little too much. It seems like they've been somewhat challenged. But this season, I think they have the one loss, I believe, on the season, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that was in non-region play because they went undefeated in Region 11, despite how amazing Region 11 was this year with some really great teams in Ridgeline and Green Canyon. They still went undefeated. And so they may have already gone through the toughest gauntlet of their season with some of those teams and beating Green Canyon in the semifinal 2-1. Now, but we'll see if Timpanogos puts up a fair fight, maybe even beats Mountain Crest. Who knows? Stranger things have happened.
Do you guys know where I line up for the Mountain Crest Championship Parade?
In front of that McDonald's in Hiram, I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm going to be out there because I imagine that they're going to secure this tonight.
I think they will, too. I'm very confident that Mountain Crest will win this one.
I just pulled up the live stream, and it already says they're up 2-0. We're only a few minutes into this. I don't know if that's a scoreboard error that they've got on there, but the game was supposed to start at 5.
Maybe it's all over. Maybe they started early.
Maybe they looked at just who the opposing team was and says we should probably just spot.
Just a couple goals,
fast goals.
We're just gonna get ahead of them. I mean, you got Hadley Glenn on goalkeeping and Hadley Barrera on offense. Like you got best goalkeeper and best striker in 4A pretty much on the same team. It's hard to lose when you got such talented players on both ends of your formation.
Wow. Well, I'll keep an eye on that in the corner of my screen here to see.
Is it a video stream?
Yes.
We should get the parade started already, man. Up 2-0.
There you go.
I just clicked the wrong button and it went away. Now I've got it back up.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, so I'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep giving you some updates when if I see any changes there. But so 4A Girls Soccer Championship is going on in Harriman. Mountain Crest versus Timpanogos. Mustangs have had a phenomenal girls soccer season. We've also got football first round starting tonight. And yes.
So I was double checking. I was checking in on Twitter with boots on the ground from the Herald Journal, Jason Turner. So yes, despite it being the third minute, Mountain Crest is indeed up 2-0.
Wow.
Bringing the heat.
Wow.
So that is not a scoreboard error. That is just how good Mountain Crest is.
Quick strike. That's amazing. Well, let's see if they can hang on or even add to what they've already started.
They got their first goal 41 seconds into the game.
That is a great opening set.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
No.
Not bad at all.
We need to queue up. We are the champions. We got to get the ticker tape ready.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes. We love highlighting champions here on the Full Court Press. The deciding who's going to be the football champion, that begins tonight with the first round of the 4A football playoffs beginning. We've got a couple of local schools involved there. Mountain Crest is hosting Westfield. This is a rematch of Region 11. Mountain Crest played at Westfield in the regular season. Now the Longhorns are making the trek up to Mountain Crest to take on the Mustangs. Mountain Crest had their way and took care of business in the first game. Not sure that tonight will be much different based on how things have happened since that point.
Well, it could be a little different because they lost their starting quarterback. Incredibly talented, dual threat quarterback. And so their offense hasn't really been the same since. Really struggled against Logan, struggled in a couple of the other games. So I think they're, as a team, are still definitely good enough. And maybe it's been a few weeks they've managed to figure out their offense, but could be a little bit closer. Granted, this one's at Mountain Crest, so might get a little bit of a boost from that. I wouldn't say that Westfield is going to win because I think Mountain Crest is still the better team and should get that dub, but they may be a little closer than last time. Maybe.
I think Mountain Crest is going to look to make a statement to the other teams up here and say, "Hey, you guys might have a week off here, but we still mean business, and we're gonna put it together." Of course, Westfield making the long trip up here to probably take a pretty significant L. I mean, congratulations to them on making the playoffs and everything like that. But I don't know what's worse, missing the playoffs or making the playoffs and then getting walked.
Yeah, it's never fun to lose badly in the first round. I speak from experience there.
Well, at least they made it, right? They were there. Logan wasn't able to get there.
Yeah, they do have a cutoff for the playoffs. You are able to miss them.
Yeah, it's not everybody goes now. But Westfield in their inaugural year as a high school, there's some growing pains trying to put a team together, cohesive, and bring people together who aren't used to being together, forming a team and coaching and all that. So it's been a bit of a rough season for Westfield, but they'll be in this region for at least another year or two until they do another assessment of realignment in UHSAA.
Wait a minute. So realignment isn't just like Mountain West College football. We got to do it in high school too.
Oh yeah, they do it like every 2 or 3 years.
All right, that's it, guys. I'm gone. That's too much for me.
Except it's not really bad in high school. Usually they're actually good changes for the most part.
I mean, I tell you, if I start hearing Pee Wee League teams talking conference realignment, man.
Well, I mean, your conference realignment, all that is usually like splitting schools and moving regions. Sometimes you move classifications. We've seen Bear River and Logan move up and down from 3A and 4A, moving regions. So Mountain Crest went from like 5A down to 4A. I think Skyview did the same, didn't they?
Yeah. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
So it's a lot of craziness. But like I said, usually it's for the better. Usually, I mean, when they increased the number of teams in 4A, and that was a good thing because it used to be 13 teams. It was like 2 regions. So it was like it was Northern Utah, like Cache Valley.
Only the extremes.
Yeah, versus St. George. Like, those were your 2 regions in 4A. And it's like, holy cow. You go play a championship. They basically had to alternate being between, Southern Utah and, or Utah State or Weber State or something like that, to try and make sure nobody was having to travel 6 hours one way or the other to go to do the playoffs and championship games.
Yeah, and you'd have teams who, because everybody would play in the playoffs at that point.
Yeah.
And so you'd have a team that struggled all year, and then you'd have to send them 6 hours to go get beat again. Like, that just didn't make sense. So this makes a lot more sense the way they've had it this year. I think next summer they'll have those discussions again about what those populations look like with schools and whether they should do realignments again. But we've veered a little off topic.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about. We've already talked about enough conference realignment here on the conference realignment and expansion show.
That's true. That is the official name of the program. But the other game that is going well, actually, before we go away from Mountain Crest and Westfield, just a reminder where you can find that game and follow along. Cody Olson, John Olson, they'll be on the call tonight on 107.7. For those of you out and about and want to listen in your car or on your radio, it'll also be video streaming on CashValleyDaily.com. So pull it up on your desktop, your laptop, your mobile device, your tablet, whatever. You can watch the game. And full video and play-by-play available online as well for this opening round of Mountain Crest number 10 in the RPI and Westfield number 23 in the RPI rankings. Then there's another game that we're going to be following tonight, and that's the Bear River Bears. They're going to be on the road. They're traveling down to Orem tonight to take on the Timpanogos Timberwolves. By the way, the Mountain Crest game is at 7. The Bear River game tonight will be at 6. And that'll be on 104.9 The Ranch in Box Elder County for those who want to listen to that one. But it'll also be video streaming on CashValleyDaily.com. And because of that earlier kick time, it's caused us to kind of shuffle our deck as far as our play-by-play personnel. So Josh Anderson, who those who follow Logan will recognize, he's been a color analyst for the Logan Grizzlies broadcasts for several years. And he'll be down there as part of the broadcast. And then somebody else that we've heard here on this program from time to time, our friend Keith Schertz, who we've had on talking about the Utah Hockey Club, but he has also helped us out from time to time calling ball games of various types when we have games down in Utah County, and that's where he is based. So it'll be Keith Schertz on the play-by-play with Josh Anderson as his analyst. And we had meetings with them today. They're doing their homework. They're preparing for this game. So it'd be a good call for the Bears tonight in Timpanogos. Again, that's at 6 on 104.9 The Ranch on the radio in Box Elder County, but also video streaming on CashValleyDaily.com.
Yep. And I haven't heard any. We're walking them through the setup for these and haven't gotten a call from them yet saying anything's gone wrong. So I feel like that's a good sign.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
It's Friday, guys.
There's still time.
That or they got caught in traffic. That's always
jinx us,
always
Jason.
the eternal fear of when I was traveling down, because I've been down to Timpanogos. I was there last year because Logan went to Timpanogos. Timpanogos actually came to Logan this year, so I know Josh Anderson's already had a chance to see this Timberwolves squad. But yeah, whenever you travel down there, it's like traffic because you're like right in that, I shouldn't say sweet spot. That's the wrong word because it's the opposite of a sweet spot because the traffic really picks up between like 4 and 5.
Well, and it's not like it's just off the freeway. You have to go all the way through Orem as you're heading toward the mountain to find that school.
You know, I'm just going to go down the hall and make a little rum sacrifice to Joe Boo that everything goes smooth tonight.
There you go.
Please do.
That's what we could use that. We've had some very weird issues to deal with
the course of the season. Yes. Okay, so those are the games that are playing tonight. Other games worth noting because
those other games weren't notable.
Well, because there are other teams that are waiting to see what happens tonight. They don't play, but they're waiting to see who their opponents will be next week. One of those is Skyview, who are going to be paying attention to what's happening in Hiram tonight, because Mountain Crest or Westfield, winner goes up the road to Smithfield to face the Bobcats.
Yeah, winner gets a bus ticket to Smithfield. Which isn't the greatest prize in the world.
Yeah, Region 11 rematch, no matter what.
Short trip, but the Bobcats recently have looked like kind of a buzzsaw. Like if you're going to run into them, they have the ability to put up 60 points on you just like that. Jack Clark and those guys there the other week.
Yeah, I think Liam Guthrie leads the state in receiving touchdowns.
Oh, it is just such a. I see Eric over there smiling a little bit as we're talking about Skyview, but
it's been great.
It's really cool to see. So it's fun. Like the week of the playoffs here, but you got Ridgeline, Green Canyon, and Skyview all sitting there waiting, licking their chops, being like, "Who's our next victim?" You know?
Basically,
yeah. So Skyview awaits the Region 11 rematch between Westfield and Mountain Crest. Ridgeline, who's the number 1 team in the standings, they're waiting to find out what happens down in southern Utah between Hurricane and Cedar. And then Green Canyon, they're waiting to find out between the game between Uinta and Mountain View. Green Canyon is number 6 in the standings. Skyview was number 7, by the way. But so Green Canyon waiting for Uinta Mountain View, Skyview waiting for Mountain Crest Westfield, Ridgeline waiting for Hurricane and Cedar. So those are the other football games taking place this tonight to see what happens, see who advances, and what games will be played next week. Ridgeline, Green Canyon, Skyview, they'll all host. Bear River, if they pull off the upset tonight, they'll have to go on the road again. They'll go to Park City. And if Mountain Crest wins, as we said, they just have to go up the road to Skyview. Those aren't the only playoffs that are going on. We've got the girls volleyball, which gets started tomorrow. And only one Region 11 team has a bye in girls volleyball. That's Green Canyon, the number 2 overall team. But tomorrow afternoon, Ridgeline is hosting Murray. Mountain Crest is traveling to Provo. Skyview is traveling to Stansbury. Logan making the trip down to Hillcrest. And then Westfield gets to host Snow Canyon. Unfortunately, Bear River not able to advance as they were too low in the final RPI. So, yeah, busy couple of days here for high school playoffs with soccer championship going on right now. First round of the football playoffs tonight. First round of the volleyball playoffs tomorrow.
Yeah,
So,
it's an
very
exciting.
busy.
It's exciting. We're wrapping up the fall section of sports here with some fantastic sports and a good chance for Region 11 to claim the crown in 3 different sports.
Yeah, it's very true.
I would think they have the favorite in all 3 of those.
Yeah, Green Canyon was the number 2 team in RPI, but they have the better record. They've been a very solid team all year. And so that'll be interesting to watch them if they can continue to perform at a high level and come in as the underdogs, so to speak. If they can play that role right and go down to Utah Valley and come away with some hardware.
That'd be nice. And I know we usually try to have on all the championship coaches on our show, so hopefully we'll have 3 interviews in the coming weeks.
Yes.
I'm going to plan a big shindig in the back. We're just going to have a barbecue championship cookout. I mean, the weather's it's a little chilly outside. But
We'll have the Champs Club barbecue.
yeah.
There you go. So that's what's going on with these different playoffs and championships right now with a little over 23 and a half minutes to go. It's still in the first half. Mountain Crest still leading Timpanogos 2-0 in the girls soccer
Come on,
championship.
Scrubs, you got those 2 goals in the first 3 minutes. You haven't scored since then. Come on, Mustangs. What are you doing?
All right, we'll take a timeout here in the Full Court Press. Love to hear from you as well if you want. 435-339-0321. Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club in action. Get your reactions to that. We got the World Series getting underway tonight. USU exhibition game for women's basketball this evening as well. It's all coming up here on the docket on the Full Court Press.
22 years ago, Cafe Sabor opened its doors in the historic Logan train station. This October, Cafe Sabor is celebrating their anniversary and saying thank you to everyone that has made Cafe Sabor a Cache Valley favorite. Enjoy free spinach artichoke dip, free fried ice cream, or churros when you purchase 2 entrees. A simple but delicious way to say thank you. Come celebrate all month and enjoy free spinach artichoke dip, fried ice cream, or churros as Cafe Sabor says thank you for 22 amazing years. See server for details.
Spend less time at the post office. With Formax and Mint mailing systems from Les Olson IT, you can quickly, accurately, and easily process your outgoing mail and even save on postage. Fold your documents, stuff and seal your envelopes, print addresses, weigh and measure to apply proper postage, all with the click of a button. With multiple model options available, you're sure to find a Formax solution and Mint mailing device that perfectly fits your business needs.
Les Olson IT.
Medicare supplement premiums seem to be skyrocketing. This is Ashley from LSS Insurance, and I want you to know there are options that allow you to start saving today. Our entire team is here and local. Call LSS Insurance at 752-9493 and speak with a licensed insurance agent. No pressure, no cost, just local help you can trust. Don't wait. Changes must be made by December 7th. Call 752-9493 and let the LSS Insurance team help you find the right Medicare plan for your needs.
Need a reliable partner for your medical needs? Look no further than Triton Medical and Transportation. We offer top quality medical soft goods right here in your community. From incontinence supplies and oxygen needs to medical transportation. Whatever you need to stay comfortable and healthy, we've got you covered. Trust Triton Medical and Transportation, caring for our community with every step, every mile. Call us today at 435-557-6687 or visit us online at mytritonsupply.com. Triton Medical and Transportation, because your health matters.
The Aggies, the Jazz, the high schools, the Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
We're a couple of months into the school year now, and if your child's vision has changed this school year and they need new glasses, I'll take them to Crystal Vision in Logan. Voted gold medal winner 4 times in the Best of Northern Utah contest. So go check them out at 14th North by Sportsman's Warehouse. That's Crystal Vision. Happy to have them as a sponsor of the Full Court Press. So still 2-0 for Mountain Crest in the 4A Girls Soccer Championship game, taking on Timpanogos, and continue to do well in this one. Scored within the first minute to get their first goal, and within the third minute to get their second goal. Things have settled down a bit since then. It's been kind of a back and forth, a lot of stuff in the middle of the field, but Mountain Crest with a 2-0 lead under 20 minutes to go in the first half. So continue to keep an eye on this one for the 4A Girls Soccer Championship. But other things going on tonight, Bear River football at Timpanogos. That pregame broadcast is scheduled to begin around 5:50 and with kickoff at 6. And then Mountain Crest taking on Westfield. That is scheduled to be at about 6:50 with the kickoff at 7. So details on those games can be found on CashValleyDaily.com. JD, the World Series starts tonight. Game 1 in this one. Dodgers and Yankees. I'll pose this question to you that I posed to our audience yesterday. 2 of perhaps the most historic franchises in Major League Baseball. Does that get you excited for this World Series?
It does. We've talked before. I'm kind of a baseball nerd. I grew up as a latchkey kid watching the TBS Braves or the WGN Cubs. And so I've been a baseball nerd forever. I'll watch good play. I'm a Seattle Mariners fan, so I can't really be a postseason baseball fan. I don't really know what that's all about. But, it's the Yankees and the Dodgers, the 2 iconic, franchises in Major League Baseball. It's like, not to cross-reference 2 pop culture things, but it's like the Borg going against the Empire. You got Vader and the Borg here going at each other. And while it's not our, it's not my team, it's iconic for baseball. I think it'll be good viewing for baseball. You're looking at one of the best players to ever lace him up in Shohei Ohtani. We're in the middle of his peak. I think we're going to look back and realize what a treat it was to watch him play. And then on the other side, you've got Stanton and Judge and Soto. That is a modern day Yankees murderer's row. It's so cool to watch. And Jazz Chisholm Jr. he was playing for the Marlins. The Yankees traded for him, and he is one of the funnest players to watch in the game for me. Wherever he goes, he plays with enthusiasm and stuff. And I'm hoping the Yankees take it, which is really hard for me to reconcile inside my soul. I feel like I need to repent now. But I really think for baseball, this is an iconic matchup. It's really cool. You get West Coast versus East Coast instead of, if you had a Mets-Yankees World Series, would we really care out here on the Pacific Coast? Probably not. Yeah, I know yesterday I was kind of crapping on it because there's no underdog. There's an iconic franchise and maybe someone else, and you're like, oh, let's cheer for the underdogs to get one for the first time. Neither of these teams have to worry about, getting it for the first time or it's been a long time. And they have such, big trophy cases with everything they've accomplished. So it's none of that, which I have to have a mental mind shift there, because usually that's how I've most often approached the World Series, because my team is hardly ever in it. But this one is, I think it is good for baseball. You've got the biggest names, the biggest franchises.
I just hope it's fun baseball.
I do too.
I hope it all delivers because there's a lot of hype. But if they don't, then it's going to be like, this was baseball's best chance. How much better could it get to raise the ceiling for baseball in America than these two franchises with these premier stars? So if it's not interesting, boy, that's rough.
I get your point, because it would be kind of like a boxing match between Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, right? Like it's just not going to be. There's no underdog to root for here, really. But iconically in baseball, New York versus Los Angeles, you kind of got the West versus the East Coast, and it just goes to show, like, looking at what we have sports-wise this weekend, I know there's other great events, but October just may be the greatest sports month, hands down.
Oh, so many great things going on.
And who's going to elevate? Is it going to be Aaron Judge? Are we going to see him? I mean, he's got a legacy with the Yankees, but he has a big series. I mean, he's immortal, and you start talking about him in those other Gehrig, Mantle, Ruth things. Ohtani, I mean, I think he's kind of a mercenary. He went to the Dodgers for the highest payout. And I saw something that's crazy. If you want to think the underdogs, I think the Yankees are. Because Ohtani's on a deferred contract where he's getting paid peanuts, and they'll have to pay him like Bobby Bonilla for years. But the Dodgers are making so much money internationally from Ohtani. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yes.
They're bringing in hundreds of millions, if not billions, from Japan and the Pacific Asian area just in, new fan base and everything, bringing Ohtani in. So, yeah, I'm kind of, I wanted Ohtani to go somewhere that wasn't just like stacking the team. I mean, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Ohtani. That's I get it, but yeah, I think New York's a little bit of an underdog, I guess, but it's kind of hard to call the Yankees an underdog and feel not dirty.
That's true. Exactly. It's like, I don't know how you pin that on anyone, but you're right. The Dodgers are the favored franchise in this one, but there's a lot going on. Not just, we talk about a lot going on this time of year. There's a lot actually going on in Los Angeles. You were just talking about this during the break. There's a little bit of everything going on. I would hate to try to get anywhere in LA. Now, traffic is bad all the time anyway, but when you consider everything they have going on this weekend, besides the Dodgers and the Yankees, you also have USC hosting Rutgers tonight. You've got the Lakers are playing.
Yep, the Suns are at the Lakers. The East LA Classic is at SoFi. It's a high school football game. There's two games going on at the SoFi Stadium today, and a concert at the Clippers' new place, the Intuit Dome, which is like a $2 billion screen in there. It's pretty amazing. But basically, tonight, if anybody's trying to get anywhere in LA, good luck.
Hunker down.
Yeah, it's not going to be a good day.
I hope you got a full tank of gas. By the way, got a question on our Full Court Press text line here, 5662. Dumb question for you guys. Help a guy out. Is there an easy way or a streaming app to listen to the radio? I know what station, just can't a way to listen to it. For example, the high school football games tonight. Don't laugh too hard. Now you're good. You're good. Yeah. So for the games tonight, for example, for the football games, or really any games that we're going to have games for that we will broadcast. We post the details on CashValleyDaily.com, and that includes the video is embedded in the story. It lists where to find it on the radio dial, but there's also a link where you can stream, get the audio stream of that game. So I hope that helps you out to find the games that you're interested in. The easiest way to describe how to find those is just to go to Cache Valley Daily and look for stories that say live stream. And in the details of that article will be links to listen to the live stream. So if you're outside the area and you can't normally hear that radio frequency, there's still a way to listen to the game if you can't necessarily watch it. But that's probably the easiest way to direct you for our broadcasts of our local high school sports. So hope that answers your question. Not a dumb question at all. And you're welcome with a thumbs up and a thanks. So with just circling back to the Dodgers and Yankees, and we talked about how this is two great franchises. Who has the edge here? Because there's two teams with a great winning percentage, a lot of power. This may come down to really who has the healthiest pitching staff. And I think that's something that's been overlooked. We like to talk about the home run hitting and the power and the lineup and the stars on both teams when it comes to at the plate. But what happens on the mound may end up ultimately deciding who wins this thing.
Agree. Going up tonight, you got Flatley for the Dodgers, who hasn't been too impressive when he's been with them, over 7 ERA. And then Garrett Cole, a little bit of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, who you're going to get out there. Sometimes he goes out there and just dominates, and other times it just seems like he's a little bit off, and the rotation on some of his breaking stuff gets a little bit slower. But Garrett Cole is also one of those guys who you're going to put him on a big stage, and I think he's going to show up. ESPN and everybody's picked the Dodgers to win, to go through it. But I really think if the Dodgers pitching staff doesn't pull it together, they seem to be kind of a mash unit right now, I think the Yankees could jump in. But there's a lot of big injuries. If you look, all the Dodgers injury reports here is all relief and starting pitchers. So, I mean, it's going to be rough to see if the Dodgers can do it the long haul. They're going to have to the Yankees are going to have to just try to pound the starting pitchers into oblivion and try to get to that back end of the rotation.
Yeah, so the 7th, 8th, 9th innings, that's where really this is going to get interesting, because this is going to be basically a pitching rotation series. There aren't very many stars on the mound, and so who goes through the order and whose rotation is able to hang on the most. So could be fun to see how that turns out. So early on, it could be exciting still, but really as the game goes on, if you aren't already watching, that's when it's worth tuning into, because later in the game is when it could get most interesting with getting on base or even getting all the way around to home plate. So I am still interested in watching this, at least in the first game or two. Then we'll see if they convince me to stick around. But it's worth paying attention to just because of the significant star power and historic nature of who's involved.
And I think 8th inning, 9th inning at-bats for Judge and Ohtani are definitely going to be must-see. And if you're watching another sports event that's with the same kind of broadcast channel, yeah, might actually see some break-ins during this, too. You might witness some amazing things. And Ohtani had an amazing season, but just checking it out, Judge beat him in every category except stolen bases.
Yeah, but dynamic player. Also tonight, if maybe baseball's not your thing, Utah Jazz taking on the Golden State Warriors. Utah played a close one against Memphis, got it within 2, ultimately not able to get the victory. Great opportunities, great play by some individual players, but some shaky moments from others as well. So, and Golden State just ripped apart Portland in their opener. So this will be interesting to see. With that opening game for the Jazz, was it just excitement about the first game and then things start to fall back to earth with this team? Or do we see, hey, this is a young team, young guys getting some quality minutes and quality opportunities. We start to see them kind of grow into those roles that they now have to play.
I really liked the combo of Markkanen and Kessler. I thought Kessler had a great game, was able to dominate in the center. I believe he had 5 blocks. Just a really big anchor there in the middle. And I felt like that freed up Larry around everywhere. And his shooting percentage from the first night, I mean, extremely impressive. And is it just me, or is he jacked this year? Like, he came out looking like he took the,
He's got more muscle mass.
The Wolverine Deadpool workout over the summer. So I could look to see that. Now, I did watch Golden State's highlights against Portland, and Portland, I don't know what happened. I think they sent my high school from Southern Oregon up to play for the Trailblazers because they look like they're just a mess. And that's another one of those teams that's had a lot of high draft picks. Of course, Sam Bowie, Greg Oden, over some of the greatest talents of all time.
Patrick Roy, who broke his leg and he was out of the NBA.
And then even they've had some great guys that have had some problems with injuries. But
it's not Patrick Roy, Brandon Roy.
Oh man, he was a stud, and those injuries just wrecked him. But Golden State, not the Splash Brothers anymore. Buddy Hield there. Anytime we play a team against Draymond Green, I'm going to be on the firm other side of the team. I just don't like that guy. Just don't like it, how he treats people. I'm going to be optimistically hopeful. I know that's an ongoing thing with me, but I really liked what I saw from the Jazz. Keontae's got to, kind of something, shorten things up a little bit and get a little better there. But hey, look, if they would have played 2%, 5% better, that's a win against a good Memphis team. Ja Morant coming out. I think it was a really good showing for the Jazz. And frankly, I would rather be in the Jazz position right now than the Trailblazers dealing with almost getting run out of the building by 40-something points.
Right, yeah. You're a developmental team, but you've got signs of life. You've still got some stars that can perform and carry their weight for certain stretches. So I think it'll be interesting to see Golden State without Klay Thompson. He was out for long stretches because of injury the last year or two. And so they've had to kind of learn to live without him anyway. But then he's back and healthy, but they've moved off of Klay and he's with Dallas. So what are the Golden State Warriors without Steph Curry, really? And what do they look like? They showed they can still score a lot of points, but it could be an interesting one tonight to see how the Jazz defensively try to maintain Steph and the rest of the Golden State Warriors.
By the way, the Golden State moving off of Klay Thompson, who in his Mavs debut sinks 6 3-pointers.
Oh, hello to Dallas.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, and then Utah Hockey Club last night in Delta Center. Got to drop the.
Oh.
We had this big debate earlier this week about the Delta Center or just Delta Center. But this is a team that started out the season like lots of offense, lots of exciting play on the ice. But their last couple of games, that's all but disappeared.
It's a little bit of a scoring drought for the Utah Hockey Club going through it here right now. Looking at the last couple, 1 goal, 0 goals. They beat, had 2 goals over the Bruins. But, goaltending and defense definitely an issue for our Utah Hockey Club. Miguel Sergachev, as amazing as he is, he can't play, all the positions back there with Jersey. Marino out months now, and a lot of it has been made about the cap space for the hockey club. Still sitting decent. 9 points, just 5 points out of first place behind Winnipeg. Hockey is a long 82-game season, and in ties or overtime games, you get a point, so that kind of helps too. But it's going to be settling down to this team and seeing, they're a young team, and they're going to have to bounce back. Already rumors of trade acquisitions to come in, and, the sexy ones are the big scoring. But it looks like on the blue line, we're going to look for some defense because those guys are out 4 or 5 months, and we are signing and bringing up some guys from the minor leagues that might not be quite ready to play on this level yet. So I could see the GM going out and trying to make a deal, picking up kind of a flyer on some of these older defensemen that could come in. Or you never know. They got Sergachev in the offseason. They can make a big splash. They got the room to do it, but defense. Looking at the upcoming schedule, it's going to get rough. They're going to have to, put it together and figure it out. So it's a long season. You got to stay with it. We got Los Angeles, which will be a tough game there. Then they come back home. San Jose, they haven't won yet. So that could kind of be a little bit of a rebound game. But Los Angeles isn't all that hard to go down and beat there in LA. And honestly, Eric, who's going to be paying attention to the Los Angeles Kings at 2:00 on the Saturday when the Dodgers are playing at Chavez Ravine for the World Series? So,
well, that game won't be until 6:00 a little bit later on in the day, but still, there's a lot going on in Los Angeles this weekend. We got to take a time out here in the Full Court Press. Love to continue the discussion. If you want to weigh in, 435-339-0321. Also a big weekend in the NFL. We'll let you know who's playing there, and some additional thoughts about Utah State women's basketball. They've got an exhibition game tonight. It starts at 6:00, so you still got time to get up to the Spectrum to watch the USU women's basketball team under new coach Wes Brooks as they take on Westminster College. with tip-off at 6. So much more to come here on the Full Court Press on 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan.
Elements has delicious lunch specials. Soup, salad, and bread for just $10 is tasty and quick. Elements lunch menu is full of scrumptious items. Wood-fired pizzas are an excellent choice that include barbecue chicken and the bee's knees. The fresh battered halibut fish and chips with seasoned fries is always a hit. And don't forget the fan favorite, Chipotle fried chicken sandwich. Thursdays, enjoy Elements house-made smoked brisket, casual or professional. Open Monday through Thursday, 11:30 to 8 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11:30 to 9. Visit theelementsrestaurant.com for reservations.
Ski season is coming, which means Season Ski Rentals. This is Mark at the Sportsman, where we have over 20 years of season ski rental experience. We rent to kids and adults. Come in to get season ski rentals for your entire family. We like to wait a little later in the fall because there is a chance your kids might grow out of their boots by the time ski season actually rolls around. Starting at $69.99, you will get the right gear for your kids to ski this year at the Sportsman on Main Street in downtown Logan with tons of parking in the back.
Hi, I'm Jay Broadbent with Alpine Home Medical. I'd like to invite you to learn more about us. Since 1997, we've been Utah's premier one-stop shop for home medical equipment. What sets us apart at Alpine Home Medical is the superior level of customer service. We provide home oxygen, CPAPs, wheelchairs, scooters, breast pumps, and so much more. Come on down and get to know us.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Visit alpinehomemedical.com.
Hey, this is Jarek with Jarek's Fine Jewelry. This October marks our 16th year anniversary. So to celebrate, we want to treat you to an anniversary date. Make it a date night on us. Come engagement ring or anniversary ring shopping at Jarek's Fine Jewelry. We have thousands of designs to choose from, including the newest custom designs. With no strings attached and no purchase necessary, we will buy you dinner at Sweet Burrito or a sweet treat from Yumberry the entire month of October. Come engagement ring or anniversary ring shopping, and date night is on us. Make it special, make it Jarek's.
Cold weather is here, which means you'll be using your gas fireplace again. Let Advanced Fireplace and Stove, the 4-time Best of Northern Utah Gold Medal winner, help you get it ready for those cold Cache Valley winters. Schedule a service call with one of their service pros today and receive 20% off when you mention this ad. If you're building a new home, Advanced Fireplace and Stove can design and install a Napoleon fireplace. From traditional to modern, Napoleon has something for every design and every budget. Find out more at advancedfireplaceandstove.com.
Following the local teams, it's the Full Court Press with Eric Frandsen and Jason Walker.
Welcome back to the Full Court Press. Eric Frandsen, J.D. Walker. Actually, you were just asking me during the break if we did a stat that blew our minds this week. And actually, Jason and I didn't. Turns out that we didn't do that segment on Tuesday like we normally would. But you've got something you wanted to share?
I do, because I like outside of the box statistics, and so do you. It was announced this week that the NFL, the teams, consume 100,000 Uncrustable sandwiches every year.
What?
Yes. And so the Athletic actually broke it down a little bit. I'll give you the top three. Coming in third, the Jacksonville Jaguars consume 315 Uncrustables a week. The Seahawks at number 2 with 320, and man, they love their PB&J in Denver. 700 Uncrustables a week. It's an actual legitimate media study. So that kind of blew my mind a little bit.
Why is it like 2 times more than anybody else in Denver?
I was trying to figure out who actually eats these Uncrustables. I found out now. That's why they're still in business.
That's why they're still going. You need a quick snack? You need a quick protein opportunity? There you go.
I had to check those out on the sideline. They're just busting it out after an INT or something.
Got to keep those offensive linemen big. By the way, before we go on to any other topics, it just hit halftime in the 4A Girls Soccer Championship game.
Let's go.
Mountain Crest, as a recap, scored within the first 40 seconds and to go up 1-0. And just 2 minutes later, within the third minute of the game, they were able to strike again. And so, but since then, it's been a draw. It's been even. And so they lead 2-0 at halftime. This game is being played in Harriman. Mountain Crest versus Timpanogos, girls soccer championship game. But quick strike and then being able to keep things in front of them on defense, but also still pressuring Timpanogos on offense.
Mountain Crest, 45 minutes away from a state championship. It's going to be a fun night in Hiram tonight in that bus ride home.
Yes, let's hope so. Let's look ahead quickly to the NFL schedule going on this weekend. We know we've already had an exciting game and a surprising game last night with the Rams beating the Vikings. The Vikings have been this really kind of surprise team this year, but the Rams kind of having their way despite all the injuries and all the struggles that they've had. The Rams have kind of figured something out here recently and picked up another win last night on Thursday night. And then you've got another full schedule of games on Sunday. And notable for us, we're keeping an eye on the Green Bay Packers at Jacksonville on Sunday at an 11 o'clock broadcast on Fox. I'm not sure if we'll have that in our area or not, but Jordan Love and the Packers favored by 4 in Jacksonville this Sunday.
Jordan Love, I tell you what, watching him play, and they had those, what do they call it, winter warning jerseys that were all whited out and just had the yellow stripe. He just looks like he has found his groove. You know, had a little setback getting injured in that opening game down in Mexico. May he never have to play another game on foreign soil. Brazil.
Yeah.
Never play a game on foreign soil again. He's looking extremely sharp out there and really looking forward to how it kind of develops for the Green Bay Packers for the rest of the season, because it's looking like things might be coming together out there for him.
Yeah, hopefully. So excited to see how that goes for Jordan Love and the Packers. Then the other former Aggie we're keeping an eye on is later in the afternoon, the Washington Commanders taking on the Bears with Bobby Wagner having another very, very good season. One of those guys that's beating Father Time and continues to compete at a very high level.
Does he know that he's got to be retired for 5 years before he goes to the Hall of Fame? I mean, does he know that? He's absolutely one of my favorite people and players in the game, and he has just been doing it at a high level. I love the fact that I can now, those conversations with, my uncles and my dad, and my grandparents about Mike Singletary, Dick Butkus, and now I can throw out there Bobby Wagner being one of the greatest middle linebackers to ever play in the NFL. And we get to watch him on Sundays too. We get Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma for the Green Bay at Jacksonville game single for here. So it looks like we'll have that. And Bobby's playing.
That's 2:30 on CBS.
Yeah, we're. They're
Commanders and the Bears probably won't get that. We'll probably end up with the Chiefs and the Raiders.
Yeah, Kansas City and Las Vegas. Those look like who we got. Although
makes sense.
It does save us from Tony Romo. Just throwing it out there.
Could be an interesting game on Sunday night. Cowboys at 49ers. Both teams kind of looking for some help. Mediocre seasons to this point.
The 49ers' healthiest receiver was shot a couple months ago. That just blows my mind. That one, he's back out on the field, but what a huge game. I mean, San Francisco needs a win, and man, I think Jerry Jones needs a win, or we're going to see his true face for Halloween, and that's going to be really scary. He might fire the coaching staff there and just try to, sign Shadur Sanders and Dion to long-term deals.
Start doing it himself.
Yeah,
who knows?
That's just crazy.
So that's the Sunday night game on the schedule, and then Monday night Giants at Steelers.
Why?
Yeah. Okay. Steelers. Russell Wilson looked good last week. Can he continue that?
Probably not.
But,
some of these, I wonder if the scheduling, the people who make the primetime schedules are from like 25 years ago when like the Giants were good and Pittsburgh was good. It's all the primetime games now. We don't get any of the, the new guys and the stuff out there. And we get New York Giants and Pittsburgh, which, it's okay to watch if there's nothing else on, but Monday in October, there's always options.
That's true. So anyway, that's the lineup of games that we'll be watching the most. I guess of other games of note or of interest, I don't know that I see too many other games that seem real spicy. or really that interesting. Maybe Falcons at Buccaneers could be somewhat interesting.
I mean, if Aaron Rodgers and the Jets lose to New England after they got Devontae Adams, I mean, that's got to...
True.
That's going to ruin Aaron Rodgers' next GM job.
A lot on the line for that one. So if there's another NFL game that you're particularly going to be paying attention to, let us know on the Full Court Press text line, 435-339-0321. Coming up next here on the Full Court Press, Utah State women's basketball in action tonight, taking on Westminster College in an exhibition game. We'll look at that and some final thoughts looking ahead to the weekend here on the Full Court Press.
This is Ryan at My Mattress. A few years ago, I saw this sign hanging in a gas station. It said price, quality, service. Pick 2 out of the 3. Now, it's funny, and I did laugh, but at My Mattress, we don't even want to do business unless we can do all 3. Price, quality, and service. We have a 90-day sleep guarantee, 90-day price guarantee, and we will answer the phone if you have a warranty concern. At My Mattress, we deliver, we have financing, we strive to be price, quality, and service every day. Isn't it time to sleep exceptionally? Only at My Mattress.
Football is a game of tradition. Aggie fans love the game and prepare for game day at Locker 42 with popular items like Travis Matthews or Cutter and Buck's Aggie logoed polos, Nike women's pullover hoodies, Aggie plush blankets, and Aggie seat cushions. Locker 42's wall of hats is impressive, and they have nearly 50 different beanie styles. Style, comfort, selection. Locker 42 is a store for Aggie fans by Aggie fans.
Retirement. Are you ready? Adams Wealth Advisors specializes in preparing you for a secure retirement. There's no reason to feel frustrated. The team at Adams Wealth will create a personalized plan that includes timing of retirement, reliable income sources, Social Security, estate planning, and more. Adams Wealth Advisors has a team of CPA, certified financial planners, Social Security experts to help you plan and retire with confidence. Call today, 752-1702, or visit adamswealthadvisors.com. That's adamswealthadvisors.com. Your dream retirement starts here.
The Aggies are number 1 here. The Full Court Press. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and online at 1069thefan.com.
Welcome back to the Full Court Press. Eric Frandsen, J.D. Walker, having fun with some technology here in the studio. It's okay. You don't need to know about it. We want to make sure we'll cross our fingers everything goes well as we finish out the hour. But Utah State women's basketball, they've got an exhibition game coming up tonight starting at 6, so just a few minutes away. Westminster College in town. And look, this is we saw glimpses of this USU women's basketball team at the Aggie Madness, but this is when we really get to see what this team is really all about. What is Wes Brooks all about as a coach? How is he handling rotations? How is he handling different moments in the game? We hear that this is a team that he wants to push up and down the field and shoot a lot of threes, which sounds nice, but do you have the right personnel to execute that plan? So could be an interesting exhibition tonight. They should be able to beat Westminster, I would think. But you never know. I mean, this was a team last year that struggled against NAIA schools, which Westminster is. I think there's been a significant coaching upgrade. I think there's been some player upgrade as well. And those that stuck around, they're excited for some good play and good coaching. So excited to see what happens tonight for USU.
I think I'm going to refer to Ajay now as a crazy version of Maui from the movie Moana. When he was talking to me about the women's basketball team, we've talked about the upgrade in coach and players, but also there seems to be an upgrade in like attitude and togetherness with the team. We kind of saw that on the Spectrum Magic night, but tonight taking on Westminster here, tipping off in about 6 minutes. Absolutely free up at the Spectrum to go check it out. I also talked to the wife last night about checking out some of the Lady Aggie games. A little busy during the men's games, but taking the family out there to support our Lady Aggies there too.
Yeah, so could be fun to see what's going on with Utah State women's basketball, and see Wes Brooks in action, see this girls basketball team in action. And I'm curious to see what kind of crowd there could be. I know we got the Mountain Crest football game tonight in Hiram, but hopefully not too many other distractions going on in the area where folks can get up there and cheer on this Utah State women's basketball team, trying to start a new era and a new movement forward to kind of get past some of the ghosts of USU women's basketball past.
And I feel like Coach Brooks has really got the vibe and the energy to bring it. I really love what he and his team, I mean, of course, social media is posting the highlight reels of everything, and so you see the videos and stuff, but you kind of see it in the team and how they all interact with each other. Jason Walker up there is going to check it all out, and I roped him into coming into Aggie Game Day a little bit early tomorrow, and he's going to give us kind of his insight on the scrimmage tonight for the ladies, and also we'll talk a little bit men's basketball too. But I completely agree. A lot of excitement around our two basketball programs, new coaches, new philosophies. It's a new era for Utah State basketball, and it kicks off for the ladies tonight in the Spectrum.
Yeah, so hopefully we get a good crowd there for that one to go cheer them on and check them out. And then, again, just the other big thing is we've got volleyball tomorrow earlier in the day, and then Utah State football at 5, and this your pregame coverage starting at 3:00. Again, you've got you guys have always done a great job of letting Aggie fans know of other things going on around Utah State athletics, not just football. So, who have you guys got lined up on Saturday in your pregame coverage?
Talking to Coach Rob Nielsen, we're going to do a little coverage on the USU volleyball team. A little rough start to the season, but these guys have really stuck to it and putting it together. They went through that string of taking me to the Intermountain emergency room for cardiac arrest, but they're doing pretty good. And Coach Rob really likes the vibe of their team, and they're moving in the right direction as we go into conference and tournament play. Also talked to Cody Tucker. He's 7220sports.com, covers the Wyoming Cowboys. Like to invite an opposing member to come in and kind of give us a behind the scenes and let us know that not just the 1-6 records between Utah State and Wyoming are similar. A lot of the same dynamics. A season where we expected a little bit different things and it hasn't gone the way we like. So we'll talk to him. We'll also have Craig's interview. We are just packed wall to wall. Jason will do a recap on women's basketball. So we've got in the future we're going to talk to sports medicine and also the band and other clubs up there at USU. So I always wanted to shine the spotlight on everything that's going on up the hill.
Yeah, very good. So it's always fun. You and Stockton do a great job of getting the Aggie fans ready for the game, but also letting us know other things going on around Utah State athletics. So that'll start at 3:00 on KVNU. That's 102.1 FM, 610 AM. Also streaming on kvnutalk.com and the KVNU mobile app. And you can just keep it there for the full game, right? From the pregame all the way to the post. It's going to be on KVNU. There's no interruption. The game will be there. The pregame analysis, the postgame analysis, hear from the coach and players, and everything that you'll need to get ready for that. It was great way to get ready for this matchup, which two desperate teams facing each other. And as Jason and I have talked about this week, it may just come down to which team's weakest links perform the best. Which teams can improve upon the areas where they're most weak and most vulnerable. But who knows? Maybe we'll be surprised and we'll just see the strengths carry the day for that one. But 5:00 kickoff, we'll have it on KVNU. But my advice, find it on CBS Sports Network and mute it. And you can hear the Aggie coverage of that. And then when it's over, get your radio on again and chime in. Let us know how you thought the game went and voice your opinion for how Utah State played in Laramie. Love to have the interaction on KVNU Aggie Call. That'll do it for us tonight, everybody. Have a great weekend, a very busy one. We'll be back at it on Monday to recap it all.
The NFL.
Touchdown!
On Sports Talk Radio.
I've been waiting a long time, for this moment.
KLGN Logan, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM.